Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into the secrets of acing PTE course speaking section. I know you are here because you want to score big, right? Well, get ready because we are not just going through the basics. Today we are going to break down the real gems that can take your speaking score to the next level. So let's start it. The first one is grammar. When we talk about grammar, we don't just mean basic subject verb agreement, right? It's about how well your sentences are structured, how you manage different sentence type, and how you use them to communicate your ideas very clearly. So when we are speaking about the grammar, proper sentence structure plays a vital role, and you need to organize your ideas logically and clearly and try to use compound sentences and transition when you're making your sentence structure. Let's see a real life scenario. Imagine you are giving a presentation on the impact of technology on education. Here is an example, and I can read it for you. Technology affecting education in both good and bad ways. It makes learning easier but also causes distraction students. So, what do you feel? This is not grammatically right, isn't it? And it's a very unclear. The message is there, but the structure doesn't help it stand out. It feels like incomplete, and you're probably not giving a clear picture of what you really want to say. Now, let's fix that with proper grammar. See, here is the corrected sentence. Technology has significantly impacted education both positively and negatively. On one hand, it has made learning more accessible through online platforms and digital tools, allowing students to learn at their own pace. On the other hand, it has introduced new distractions such as social media and gaming that can hinder students' focus in class. Can you see the difference? Yes, in this example, it's a perfect corrected sentence. Notice how we are saying technology has significantly impacted. So we are using the proper verb for the right subject. So here, subject verb agreement are in place. So try to make sure that the subject and the verb match in number as well as in tense. Then, when coming to our clear sentence structure, so we are breaking it into compound sentences. We are elaborating on both sides of the argument more effectively. And we are also using transitional words like on one hand here and in the next sentence on the other hand, right? So it helps, it guides the listener through the explanation, helping them follow the thought process very clearly. So if you're talking about complex issues, grammar helps you organize and communicate ideas logically. Using complex sentences and linking ideas together is a great way to boost your score. Got it? Now let's see our second concept, which is fluency. When we talk about fluency, it's not just about speaking quickly. It's about how naturally and clearly your ideas come across without awkward pauses or overused fillers like, mm, you know. So you try to avoid to use so many awkward pauses or overused fillers, okay? And let's say you're speaking out the role of artificial intelligence in healthcare. Mm, AI, well, it can help with diagnosing diseases, and it's used in robots for surgeries, I guess. So, what do you understand from this example? The problem here is hesitation. Your thoughts are very unclear, and it sounds like you're not confident in what you're saying. But we can do it better. Let's see a very good example. Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing healthcare by improving diagnostic accuracy and streamlining medical procedures. For example, AI powered tools are now able to analyze medical images much faster and more accurately than human doctors, helping in early detection for diseases like cancer. In surgeries, AI driven robots assist surgeons by providing precise movements, reducing the risk of human error, and ultimately improving patient outcomes. This version is very smooth because it doesn't include unnecessary pauses, right? There is confidence when you're explaining complex concepts, that too very clearly and quickly. And we are using linking words. Say, for example, if you see here, for example, and ultimately, right? So it makes the explanation flow very naturally. When you practice speaking fluidly, remember to speak in chunks of thought. You can break down complex ideas into smaller parts so that each part is easy to say without stuttering or losing track of your point. Now, let's move on to our next concept, which is pronunciation. Clarity is key to understand, right? Pronunciation is all about making sure your words sounds clear and are easily understood by the listener. But here's the catch. Pronunciation is not just about individual words, but also how you stress certain syllables and words in a sentence. Let's see an example here. Imagine you're discussing the influence of globalization on local cultures. So, if you say globalization is bad for local culture, it is hurting tradition, sounds off, right? So, you're kind of mumbling through the words and it's unclear where the stress should go. But let's clean this up. Here, the correct pronunciation example. Globalization has a significant impact on local cultures, often threatening traditional practices and customs. While it opens doors to new ideas and opportunities, it can also lead to the erosion of unique cultural identities. Stress on keywords. Notice how I emphasize important words like globalization, significant, and traditional. Stressing these words helps guide the listener attention to what's the most important in your message. And make sure to pronounce multisyllable words clearly, like globalization or erosion, breaking them into smaller sounds so they don't sound like one big jumble. When practicing pronunciation, don't just memorize the words, understand their rhythm. So speak slowly at first, then gradually you can increase your speed as you become more comfortable. This will help you sound more natural and confident. The fourth one is about coherence, organizing your thoughts for a logical flow. Coherence is about making sure your ideas are organized logically, that your speech flows well. So, if you just throw random ideas out, your listener won't know where you are going, right? So, think of it like telling a story. You need to start from the beginning, develop the middle, and have a clear ending. Let's say you're explaining the process of photosynthesis. Here is an example of disorganized one, okay? So plants use sunlight and carbon dioxide to make food and oxygen is produced. Then they use water and it's like magic. This sounds completely unorganized. It's like jumping from one idea to another with no clear direction. Right, now let's make it more coherent. Here is an example for an organized flow. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food. First, plants absorb sunlight through their leaves. Then they take it carbon dioxide from the air. Next, using energy from the sunlight, they convert the carbon dioxide and water into glucose, a form of sugar that provides energy for the plant. The byproduct of this process is oxygen, which is released back into the atmosphere, benefiting all living creatures. Here, we are starting with the definition, then explaining each step in order. So, this creates a logical sequence that is very easy to follow. And we are also using transition words like first, next, then, right. So, it helps the listener throughout the process. In order to make your ideas coherent, always ask yourself, what is my main point? And try to build around that. Try to use clear transitions to help your audience understand where you're going with each part of your explanation. Okay, and that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more PTE core tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.